11:15.
11:15, yeah.
What we doing?
Getting each other gifts.
Right.
Secret Santa. $20 limit.
Okay, cool. We meet back at the tree. All right, this tree right here. I'm David, and this is David Talks.
I'm Dave. I'm back on David Talks.
All right, before we do the diaper awards, we're gonna do a Secret Santa situation. And by the way, this is our 20th
episode. Yeah.
20th episode of David Talks.
Right. Y'all might see both of the episodes really close together, but
yeah. We actually recorded one the other day, which I want to talk about.
Right.
We got a lot of things we're gonna do in a short period of time. Time is of the essence. We got a lot of things to do.
'Tis the season, man. What's up? Where the energy at?
Yeah. Listen. I just want to say, what was your first, or what would you say would be the most exciting thing for you around Christmas time?
The exciting thing for me around Christmas time, I like the parties, man. I like the gatherings. I like, people just being around together, telling stories, talking about old things that happened in their lives, reminiscing. Whatever.
Nice.
That's I like all that corny stuff, but
all that good stuff.
Yeah. So now I'm learning to blend the whole. Cause I'm not a big fan of Christmas, but I'm starting to come around. I'm starting to enjoy it in a different light now. But
nice.
Yeah. That's what I like about it.
I was one of those people that Christmas for me was just not what, and I know a lot of people want to say, they different things about the holiday and what it represents and pagan holidays and all that. But for me, my mindset was just peace. Honestly, like when it snows outside, everybody's peaceful. Nobody's fighting. No one's arguing. It's just a different kind of energy. Which is why I used to listen to Christmas music in the summertime. I know that bothers a lot of people, but it don't even matter. The weather outside is hot. The weather outside is hot.
98 degrees.
And I'm listening to Christmas music, and I love it. One of my very, very, very favorite things, obviously, is getting gifts. Something you're looking forward to, exchanging gifts. Which what we did. We did a Kris Kringle amongst ourselves, and originally, what was the price we used?
So he's like, so we go to the mall, and he said we're gonna do $20 limit, which is fair, that's fair.
You don't know people's budgets,
right? And then he's like 30. He texts. I'm like 30, because I knew what I was gonna get at first, but then he said 30. Now I'm all over the place. You're supposed to meet at the tree in the mall at a certain time. I'm like,
that's true.
Dang, time's running out.
Right.
Then he said 50, and then I just took a nap. And I was just like, I'll be back. Back to the store.
And then next, the time got extended. What time we supposed to meet?
Yeah.
Originally, it was supposed to be 11:15.
Right.
And we ended up meeting at 11:40.
Right. Because the lines got crazy.
The lines are crazy.
We went there empty. The parking lot had no one there, and when we left,
that is true. We tried to get there early.
Last minute.
Thinking that was the best thing to do, and it's true. And I thought we was gonna get in and out.
Right.
So we went up to $50, and I had to make some adjustments with that. So what I did,
we don't know what we got each other about.
That's true. We still don't know.
Yeah. Still.
So I had to give him a call. I said, all right, listen, this is what it is. As long as you spend $50, then that's all that matters.
Right.
So what I did, I said, so let's say if something's $70. If it's on sale for $50, deal.
Right.
As long as you spend $50. Did you spend $50?
I spent around $50.
You spent more or less?
A little more.
I knew it. I did not do that. I was sticking to the rules
because I knew what I wanted to get.
I knew
what I originally wanted to get.
Really?
But then I seen something else, and the budget was just up. So I was like, I want to change what I want to get. And
so you changed it?
Yeah. So.
But that was the original gift?
No.
I'm curious.
It's complicated.
I'm curious about what the original gift.
We're gonna find out. Eventually.
All right. So wait a minute. All right.
Christmas spirit.
So
Christmas confusion.
Who's giving who's gift first?
Nah, you could give me the gift first, man.
Oh man, are you serious? Yo, alright,
nah. You were excited, so I will give you the gift first. I'll give you yours first.
You sure?
Yeah.
No. No,
We go rock, paper, scissors.
We definitely
right
could
now.
do this.
Rock, paper, scissors
Ready?
right now. Rock, paper, scissors says shoot.
You got me.
2 out of 3. Rock, paper, scissors says shoot. Rock, paper, scissors says shoot. Yeah. This is. I do this.
One more. Right?
That's I just got 2.
You got it.
Yeah.
So then you.
So I give you. I choose. That's what we
Right,
doing.
you choose.
Rock, paper,
Okay,
scissors.
I don't do rock, paper.
All right. So before we was shooting, he like, yo, why you got that big ass coat on?
I'm like, yo, you gonna film with the coat on?
It's because I had to gift him. I didn't want to see where he
Oh my God!
You went to Express too?
I did go to Express.
I should have said we probably got the same gift because he said $70 and I know what he got. It's funny. I know
You don't know what I got.
I know what you got. He said even if it's on sale, so I'm thinking I'm in the store like. Yeah.
You know what? I think I know what you think I was gonna get you.
Yeah. All right. Well, so what's this? We gotta do a guess. You gotta do a guess. It's something from Express, and it's in that
Sweater.
fits in here.
A sweater with a hood.
It's a sweater
With a hood and
no,
zipper.
No hood.
Let me see.
So hold on.
All right. You know what? Let's do this. All right. Let me get yours. Hold on. And I switched up. And
Shout
I
out
was.
to Express. Y'all got crazy sales right now. Oh,
What was that? Phone.
just not my headphones.
All right. So okay, let me open it up. Let me see.
You might have to iron it because it was all in my coat.
Oh wow! This is exactly my style right here.
I already know what
This
the style
is my style. This is my size. This is my colors. Gray and blue, black.
The best
This
guest.
joint fire. And I see the original price.
Oh, I was supposed to take that off. Hold on. Hey,
Too late.
That's crazy.
$89, baby. Woo!
Yeah.
Thank you.
We was in there. I was in there for
I was in there.
Really
I was
looking.
to choose something, but it was 110.
Oh yeah.
It was that. Did you see the sweater with the zipper?
I seen a few sweaters that was really nice there. I couldn't choose. I was actually about to get you a hat. One of those
I can't give it
hats.
to you in the bag because you'll know
what it is.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm
It's from. All right. It's from.
Yeah, I swear I took the price off. I don't know what's going on.
Here you go.
It must have been like.
Wait. Look what it is, guys.
You know what? I took the.
Here we go. Open
the
your
sale
eyes.
price. All right, this is fire. That would have been crazy if we got the same thing, right?
Yeah.
This is fire. This is my style.
I know.
This is fire.
Yeah.
All right. That's right.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I kind of cheated though.
How you do?
I kind of cheated because he said $50 was price, but I kind of went over, and I got 2 things.
Oh man,
this is how you do the loop, right? All right.
Oh, he got me. That's why he went first. All right. You know what?
Hold on.
That's something I do.
I gotta make sure. Yeah, I get these tactics from you, man. I ain't gonna hold you. I gotta make sure the price is okay. Because then he gonna know how much over the price limit I went.
All right, so while you doing that, what I did is I had the guy scan everything and see what was on sale. Right. No sales that was in. By the way, that was in Foot Locker.
Right.
And
so this is what I got right here.
Nice. Oh, this is amazing. I like this.
What that is, that's for the Apple Watch.
Oh yeah.
Custom. I seen.
I like it.
One.
It's like the metal one. It's the metal.
Really know.
Yeah, this is nice.
That was actually on sale too, but that's cheesy, right?
This is cool.
But yeah, that's magnet.
I'm feeling this. Definitely.
I was in there for a minute trying to find the right perfect one because they had.
Thank you.
So I went back and forth. That's why we was late. That's why I went from 11:15 to 11:40.
Believe it or not, that's what it started out as 100, and then I actually got 50% off that joint.
That's fine.
Unbelievable.
That's insane.
Unbelievable.
Shout out to them. Shout outs to me, cause I got the.
That was great. That was nice.
Let's do the diaper awards.
Diaper awards.
You gonna go from Christmas to diaper.
Diaper awards go out to those managers that, I'm not gonna say allow or get, but don't educate artists when they're signing these contracts that they're making 3 cents on a dollar. I think it's absurd. It drives me nuts.
So that's fine. Nah, go ahead, my man.
It drives me nuts at the fact that these managers that know and they understand how contracts work,
right,
and they're not educating. And there are great managers out there that do educate artists, and shout outs to those guys, by the way.
Right.
And I appreciate people like you that understand that, you know, when it's all said and done, you made this place a better, you know, world, I would say.
I understand why they do it, though.
Why do you think
they do it? So these artists spend all their money, they make wrong business moves and stuff like that don't affect the managers themselves, so they can stay hungry and just create more content.
Really?
Think about it. If an artist makes a song, he makes it, right? And he could live off that song. What's the purpose of him even trying to produce anything else? You know?
Interesting concept. Okay.
And so I think they do that on purpose, just to stay at service of the managers. So they need the managers, so the managers still have a job. Because if the artist has a song and everything, the business is already set, then what they need a manager for? They want to keep producing some kind of music. But that's just my theory behind it.
Okay.
I think keep the artist ignorant and just,
well, I would say that, you know, I kind of, the only reason I could kind of understand that situation, because I've, you know, managed artists, and one thing I did notice is that being straightforward and just being upfront with everything doesn't work.
Right.
It's almost like they just kind of need you to lie to them.
That is the truth.
They need you to like create this facade of
right.
Of like you need me. I mean,
that's what we, you know, and it's complicated because that's what we kind of need the president for. We need the president to be the middleman, on not on everything, but the middleman on like even foreign relations to like make sure we feel safe. And we are safe, but you know, I forgot what comedian said, but if the president seemed like he's freaking out, it's gonna make me freak out. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I remember hearing something like that. I do.
So it's like, you know, the people that we don't want to lie to us need to lie to us to keep us.
But okay,
that's what they say. I'm not sure that's the thing.
We don't know. We just assuming this is the situation. Unfortunately, I do believe if I was a manipulative person, I would have been a lot more successful. I do believe that, to be quite honest. And I never really thought of, well, I have thought about that, but, you know, only because I have thought about that in the past.
Do you think that it excuses certain behaviors? I mean, once you have a job title that you need to meet certain requirements, it excuses those behaviors, or it's like you sign up for it, but you're still not excused for your actions you take?
Unfortunately, if you know deeply, I would say deep inside, if you feel like this was the only route to go, I think it's, you know, but I also can't say that it's completely right either. It's unfortunate that you can't just simply be straight up front. But it seems like it doesn't work, and I personally would appreciate being in a relationship, you know, business wise, where it's just open and straightforward. Not to mention, even as a manager, people that I supervise, I noticed being straight up doesn't always work, right. Unless it's a very mature person, right. That's been through things and they understand the best way is to just do it the right way. And we don't have any problems. Right. So I can't sit there and excuse it or accept it, but I can understand it, I would say.
So I guess that's what, you know, having trust with whoever you're working with, especially as an artist, is very important, because you want to be able to say, you want to be able not to worry about the things that matter, like financial things or booking certain situations or making the right appearances, and like you want to be able to say, I trust my manager to make those decisions for me, and do what's best for me,
right?
While being in the dark. So it's kind of like you're leaving your future in someone else's hands. So it's complicated. But I think what makes a good manager is someone that can create that comfortability and honesty in a relationship while still not divulging everything. You know what I mean? And just kind of balancing it, like being the shark, but at the same time doing what's best for his artist.
Well, I mean, if you're saying that sometimes the artist doesn't know what's best for them,
no, that's a fact.
Okay.
Sometimes. An artist knows what's best for them, but as far as business wise, I'm not sure someone that has artistic creativity always is gonna have the best business sense.
Well, I would say that because you can kind of say I do manage musicians now.
Right.
I do book musicians, and one thing I did realize about musicians, and not just musicians but artists in general, is that if you look at their social media pages or their Instagrams, Facebooks, websites, most of them don't have a website. One. Right. I know this one guy, he has only about 8 pictures up. One of him, the rest of his friends, and they're all sleeping. It's terrible. It's terrible. He's a good guy, you know. Good guy. But you know, he has admitted that he really didn't understand how important it is to have a, you know, I would say a musical social media where if someone was to click to see, well, who's this guy, and all they see is him and different people that's not him, and they're all sleeping. As a grown man, people kind of tend to say, okay, this guy's not professional.
Yeah, but it's still funny though. It might work though.
It's not
some
really
Billie Eilish type thing. You know, some off the wall, but it won't work for like someone maybe booking him. Like, I'm not gonna take him serious.
It won't work. Well, it won't work for me. It won't work for the social media person that we hire to oversee this recently. That has a extensive experience with social media.
See, that's to me what gets in the way of being an artist, because for whatever reason, you know, all these other things are taken away from the thing that you're working on, which is like, let's say you're making a mold, right?
Yes.
And you're spending hours on it. You're like, everything in your day is contributing to that mold, whether you're eating a certain way or sleeping a certain way. They're doing things to prepare you to make this mold. It doesn't matter what you're doing. That's just who you are. You're imprinting your own, you know, artistic integrity into that mold. What happens is when you start focusing on social media or websites, that's taken away from your art. You know what I'm saying? So in a sense, you gotta turn yourself to a little small business, but then your art suffers. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's important to have someone that is there to manage your social media.
I agree.
You know, do the booking for you, or even talking to people. You know, it's just
that. I would say probably 95% of the artists would be better off going that route.
Right. But I mean, that's the trust thing, though.
But you know, I know at least 2 artists or 3 artists that their social media looks great, and they're also great musicians.
Right.
Anywhere, you know, vocalist, pianist, et cetera, et cetera. Some people, you know, they have the capabilities where they're gonna invest in themselves. They're gonna spend the money to get, face shots or whatever. They're gonna do everything that they need to do so that when someone clicks on their social media, their links, it's like, oh wow, this guy, oh yeah, he's doing it, you know.
So do you think it's important for someone to have anything else, like even a personality behind their artwork, or you think that's just
well,
like example, right? Summer Walker, she's an artist, R&B artist.
Mm-hmm.
She does amazing music, right? She does really good music, like soul music or R&B, but like personality wise, some people might say she lacks, or they might say that she seems a little bit like airheadish. You know, that's no disrespect, but that's what they say. But I don't get that sense from her. I just get the sense that she's antisocial, like she says, but people they're so desensitized to the word antisocial. And I think everyone has been throwing that word around like it's nothing. Like, I'm introverted, but they clearly seek attention. I think she's actually one of the real people that is really introverted and antisocial. And so they say like her performances are lacking, and it's like, I understand her though. It's like that's not her lane. You know what I mean? Just like some artists might have great social media and they can play, you know, the guitar or the piano. But I think exceptional artists in certain lanes, they're not paying attention to performing in front of people. They're attributing all their skills and talents to making a great song a great sound and a unique sound, and I think she's extremely unique and gifted in that sense. So it's like, do you think it's important that you think she should work on artist development? Like, is that really a thing anymore?
Do I honestly feel that? One, let me acknowledge the fact that some people can't overcome social anxieties.
Right.
You know, and most I find most artists do have that trait.
Mm-hmm.
From my personal experience, and I get it. And you know, there's not a school, I guess, where they can teach you how to do business, how to, you know, polish, keep your musical talents sharp, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
But like nowadays, the reality is we all are brands now.
Right.
If you do not know how to conduct yourself in a basic conversation and interview, people will like lose interest.
Mm-hmm. But I think that's what's happening with her.
Yeah, and you know, it's just because of how we're mentally trained, to just like, oh, you're dull, you're boring, and we just label and just put things on shelves, and we just don't deal with it no more because we feel that if it's not exciting, then yeah, I don't want to be bothered. This is not exciting for me. Not understanding that this person literally may be suffering from a condition that's very serious. Mm-hmm. And if they understood it from that point of view, maybe they would say, "Hey, you know what?
Oh, well,
we get you."
I forgot the most important part.
What's that?
People's argument, and the argument is that she used to be a stripper or a dancer.
Okay.
And they feel like since she should be used to being in front of people or performing, if she was, you know, a stripper once before. But I disagree. I think anybody with any profession could have a certain condition.
You may know how to, again,
compartmentalize and stuff.
People will argue this fact and they will make fun because this is how people are. They look for like any little thing to make fun of, and this is what they could do. Mm-hmm. They can make people laugh, and that's great. But the fact of the matter is that dancing is also a form of art.
Right.
Stripping, some people may say no, that's not.
Right.
For different reasons, whether it's morals or blah blah blah.
Right.
But I think anyone that looks at themselves as performing an art, like most artists, you go to a galleria and they're very socially awkward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They don't know how to talk. The artist is very quiet. Mm-hmm. You start speaking with them, they speak very low, and
those are my favorite people. Though.
And they dress very
to me,
different.
They're the most interesting.
They dress very different. They're not in style. Right. I would say, which is some people may say that's a good thing, that's a bad thing.
Right.
And that's great. We all have our different points of view, but I think if we could understand that. Okay, right. I can't conversate with you or converse.
Right.
Doesn't mean anything. I can still enjoy your art.
Right.
We just probably can't have a conversation. And that's it.
No, that's good.
I mean,
it's not I consider really. Honestly, I agree with you, and I think that's gonna take the social space to come together and evolve on that level.
Right.
I think we need to keep up and catch up to these artists that express themselves in different ways, like you just said.
I do believe ultimately that artists from different levels, whether it's painting or singing,
right.
I believe most artists have that issue with just talking with people.
Yeah, I don't know if. We actually try to record a certain segment we did in the last episode, but I wanted to bring it up now because it's really it's kind of hitting on the nail. What is it? How did I miss that from last time? Do you remember how did I miss that from the last episode?
How did I miss that? Yeah, I do remember how did I miss that.
Yeah, I remember it too. I just wanted to
I do remember it. Did you want me to?
Yeah. Talk about how
well, I was going to talk about another how did I miss that.
But we'll get to that. But this is.
How did I miss that is I kind of feel like I need to be on guard at times, but then I feel like I reach a certain level in my life where I don't feel like I should have to be.
Right.
And I was talking about, have you ever been in a situation where you're just having fun with your girl, whatever, and she's like, well, what's that? Why you got scratches on your back?
Right.
And I remember going like this, like I can reach in the middle part of my back.
Right.
I just feel that, you know, and I didn't say this in the last show, but trust is so important.
Right. That's what it's
so
about.
important. And I feel like the reason why people don't trust people, and I don't know if they really understand how serious this is, but it's because they simply do not trust themselves.
That's very important.
They really, really don't. Right. Because we all know what we're capable of.
Yeah.
But we also know what we would do in a certain situation, and we feel like that's what they would do.
So, yeah.
And sometimes it's okay to just say, you know what? They might trick me, but it's much more healthier for you to be tricked than for you to be paranoid.
Yeah, because it's like you're not even enjoying the regular times, the regular day. You're just so focused on
that's all you're doing.
That one feeling.
All you're doing is waiting
for the ball that's
detective.
Probably never gonna drop.
All you're doing is playing
or
detective.
Drop, but either way, you're just spoiling the whole pot. So it's like,
I just realized from experience that it's okay. People gonna always do whatever they're gonna do, no matter what. And you're better off, and you'll have peace of mind, and know you're not gullible, and you're not dumb or stupid if someone does something behind your back.
Right.
You just love yourself, and you're thinking about putting yourself first, and you know what's best for you, and you know, hey, look, I trust you. That's it.
Right.
Whatever you do is on you. I'm not gonna worry about it after that. What was you gonna say about that?
No, I mean, because what you were saying earlier about how some people might look at these artists or even regular people weird because they're not inside that box of normalcy. Right. So it's like they only feel that way because they're afraid of how they're gonna look if they step out the box. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And it's like they're constantly keeping themselves in check.
Mm-hmm.
So when they see other people outside the box, they're like, "What are you doing? This is not normal." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that this fall into the whole trust thing. It's like people think that certain things are alarming, and they're so ready to catch things before it happens, and they're afraid of repercussions that don't even exist. They put limits on themselves. So it reminded me yesterday when we filmed that episode. It reminded me 2 days ago, right? It reminded me of wow, people put themselves in a box and they prevent themselves from living life based off of fear and paranoia and stuff like that. So it's like you can't even express yourself. It goes across the board. Like you can't even say, yo, you know what? Today I'm gonna just make a painting. I can't paint according to other people, but who says it needs to be any kind of skill behind paint? It's your expression. Like you can literally slap paint on it, and some people might look at it like, you know, a banana with tape on the wall, but
that's funny.
it's like, you know what I mean? It's your own art and expression. So it's like, and it goes to trust. It goes to the trust, and all of that. I just feel like our social space is so trust lacking. It's just like.
Well, we also talked about the fact that people was judging, like for instance, Jamie Foxx cheating on his wife, and they were like all on top.
Was it Jamie Foxx?
No, it wasn't
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
Oh, shout out to Jamie Foxx.
To Jamie Foxx. Shout out to Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Jamie Foxx was on. Matter of fact, Jamie Foxx was on the what was that? The Archie Bunker reenactment. You know, the original producers.
Right.
Put a bunch of old shows, and Jamie Foxx was playing Jefferson, George Jefferson. He did it. It was funny because how he played it, and he actually had the other comedians laughing because it was a live set, and because he just kept, you know, shaking how George, and they were laughing like he literally made them go out of character because he is that funny.
Jamie Foxx is. So that kind of brings me up to a topic.
But I kind of wanted to finish the Kevin Hart. The Kevin Hart. So people will judge him so harshly because I think they live off of other people and what they wouldn't do if they was him or whatever the case is. But those be the very same people that done the same exact thing.
If not worse than their own to them.
Worse to them. And they judge so harshly as if, and we talked about them, like people I think view people that they don't see but on TV as gods. and you know they so beyond their reach when they're not, you know. And I've also said I meet a lot of, you know, celebrities, and sometimes, you know, girls would say things like, that's my crush or that's my love, and you feel, you know, and I've been in situations like that. I'm like, well, I know this person. Like, what are you talking about?
Right,
you know what I mean?
In real life, so.
Yeah, so it's like, you don't sound right. You sound ridiculous. And just as a reminder, they're real people just like you are.
Right.
And I think people are so conditioned to think a certain way that it's like they don't believe that, no matter what.
Yeah, we spoke on idolizing.
Yes.
And so, yeah, it's just kind of dangerous. I think people, they just feel like people that are actually alive aren't a part of the real world. And I think that's what people being shocked to see people. Like, I was starstruck, and I couldn't even move when I seen this person, or I screamed to the top of my lungs. And I think that just shows how out of place and out of reality a lot of people are.
It's true.
It's true. They worship people like they're not actual humans, but they are. So like when people like Kanye West go through mental health issues, or Kim Kardashian wants to do whatever she want to do, or you know, even Jay-Z taking away the camera because he wants to have an experience with his wife.
Right.
So it's like,
yeah, it's almost
when
like
they do things, you're like, what? You're not supposed to act this way.
What about the people that say, well, you give up those liberties when you become famous? That is not a good enough excuse. And
I don't
you
think that's
need
a good
to
reason.
stop it.
I think that's just one of the things where it's almost, and I think this falls in the same category, when a guy says, like, let's say a girl had several partners in her past,
yes,
and a guy wants to call her, excuse my language, but like a hoe,
right,
or a slut, you know. I just think that people try to put fear into other people from living their lives and try to just scare them from, you know, what they deem to be normal. So it's like, it's almost like putting up rules. It's like if a girl or a guy wants to do whatever they want to do with their lives, it shouldn't affect you on that level, especially a celebrity when you don't even know them, you know.
Very true. Very, very true. And, you know, I find it to be very, I'm not going to say troublesome or anything, but like, you know, getting back to like the whole Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky situation, when that was going on, it was just a distraction for our phone conversations to be legally tapped.
Right.
Because that bill was being passed when everybody was worrying about him having an encounter, intercourses with his secretary.
Well, it's happening again right now, and there's actually a lot of laws that have been passed.
Can I just say one real quick? Yeah. Because I also want to hear your thoughts on Jamie Foxx. You said
Kevin Hart.
Cause okay, I know he was all right. What I know, and I don't think a lot of people realize, the law they're trying to do now, they're trying to get rid of Obamacare, and they're trying to actually get rid of health insurance completely. And why, we ask, who benefits from that? Who dies from that?
That's crazy. Yep.
If they get rid of health insurance, the most basic things that we take for granted, let's just start off with something simple. Some people say, never happened to me. STDs. Imagine what would happen if STDs are not treated. Syphilis, you will go blind. Like, these are natural things that we do.
Right.
Every day, and no one's exempt from it. It can happen to anyone.
Right.
So, you know, we take these things for granted. We're not paying attention to more, you know, important things, because important things are boring.
Right, exactly.
You know, you're not gonna,
educating yourself is boring.
That's boring. We're not gonna do that.
Right.
We're gonna have fun. You know, what we're gonna do for fun? Oh, I'm gonna bring some books over, and we're gonna read some books today.
Right.
No, I'm gonna bring some liquor over, and we're gonna drink today.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's for everybody, because I'm sure they have, you know, they got book clubs. Don't get me wrong, but I think you guys understand my point.
Right. I'm sure they do. Yeah.
And what was you gonna say about Kevin Hart?
No, I wasn't gonna say much about Kevin Hart.
Oh.
They were just talking about how they were judging him when he was caught cheating, I guess.
Right.
Even though it was a setup. Even it doesn't take away from what he did.
Yeah.
But it's, I guess, certain other comedians were, you know, penalizing him, saying like you reach a certain status, you're not supposed to be doing certain things, and it's like,
yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, just because he reaches a certain celebrity, it doesn't take away, you know.
And I didn't want to you to lose your train of thought. You mentioned laws. You any particular laws you was referring to?
No, just
In general.
a lot of laws, a lot of legislation being passed that we don't really pay attention to.
Yeah.
The only one we pay attention to was the actual good one that he did. And I guess I don't really know yet, but it was animal cruelty.
Right.
It's like a harsher sentence, and you have to register as an animal abuser.
Wow.
If you get
Interesting. That's a very interesting concept.
I mean, so like that's so.
That's a very.
What do you
interesting
consider
concept.
an animal? You know,
That
we
just
live on animals, so it's like
that's what I'm saying.
like who's to say that a dog, you know, is different from a rooster or a lamb or an ox? Or,
I mean, do we ever see those? And people don't talk about that. You know how they, you know, you go to get a live chicken.
I mean, they do that all around. So it's just
I'm
like
just saying.
some people have pet
the way
chickens.
they deal with it, and I'm just saying.
So it's like
I guess there's rules to it, right?
I mean, I don't know who's to say that I can say whether it's wrong or not. But, you know, I do agree with the law being taken more serious because a lot of people do some very disgusting things to animals.
Yeah, that's very true.
And that brings up a whole nother conversation with Michael Vick. Some years ago, he was arrested for animal cruelty charges.
Yeah.
He was fighting dogs.
You know, it's funny. I was going to say that. Like, fighting dogs. I was about to say that.
Right.
It's funny.
So, you know, to me, it's horrible to raise a puppy from when
it is really bad.
You know, they do horrendous things to these dogs to actually prepare them for fights that they might lose in their first fight. But yeah, they do these things, which is a horrible offense what Michael Vick did. But I think he did his time, he paid his penalties, he did his dues, and he actually has gone beyond, over and beyond to try to, mitigate a lot of those things that he's done. And he's paid his dues to society. I think it's time to move forward.
Okay.
From that, but they want to take him out of the ballot for Hall of Famer.
Wow, interesting.
So it's just, a lot of people are upset because they're like, look at all these hunters, look at all these, people in government and politics that kill, wolves and and
I mean, for sport.
For sport, like, and they line them up like trophies, and it's just.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that dog fighting is on the same level as hunting wolves, but some of the pictures I've seen of some officials that they put on Facebook, it's on their Facebook still. And, they get a shot from PETA, but yet those are the people running our country. I'm not going to say no names, I don't want to die, but those are the people running our country. I joke. But people more worried about, Hall of Famers on football.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got people with heads of bears on the wall.
Right.
These are trophies, like you said. These are real things. And yeah, you don't see it. It's not televised. Mm. But if they did film shooting arrows into animals or shooting them dead, I think they'll have a different take on it.
I called it on the fifth episode, David Talks. In the future, they're gonna
what's that?
Look at us like we're savages.
Absolutely.
They're gonna look at us like we're insane.
Yeah, because it's gonna be one of those situations where it's okay. You know what? You need to stop that.
Right.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
But if you have enough influence, power, and influence, when I mean influence, is to convince a whole world that it's okay to put an animal on your wall. Mm-hmm. You have it in movies. They don't usually do it anymore, but it's
slowly disappearing.
You convince people that this is good. It's okay, and you bring your children up in this culture.
Right.
And fighting dogs, and people fight chickens too, and these are also cultures.
Right.
Well,
people don't want their culture messed with. That's what.
Well, yeah, it's like, that is cruel. And don't get me wrong, I'm not all about it, at all. If you have to kill for survival, mm-hmm. and hunting animals, that just is a totally different situation.
Right.
If that's what you need to do, otherwise, And I know it's a big population of there. We talked about that. Mm-hmm. We don't need to get into that again to sound redundant.
Right.
I was going to talk about how did I miss that over there on Rosedale by the Bruckner. I drive past there a lot, and I notice steam comes out from the ground. But what I realized is that steam is actually coming out from the ground. It's not a sewer hole.
Oh, what the heck?
It's like...
So what's the steam coming from?
It's coming through the ground. It's like
a fissure? Like some kind of volcano or something?
Something like that. I'm thinking the ground's going to collapse.
Right.
You know, it makes me like kind of like very leery about driving over there because it's like right next to the tire.
It's probably
it's like two different holes coming up through the ground.
I remember I used to see that a lot in the city. I don't see it ever anymore.
It's crazy.
In Manhattan, like, you know how they had like smoke coming up.
Yeah.
Once in a while now I'll see like it blocked off a little bit.
I don't think people realize how many wires are underground.
Yeah, that's scary.
That is insane.
I seen it the other day. I was walking and I seen Con Edison, you know, working on something, and the amount of things I seen down there, I'm like, this is like the Matrix or something. I don't know if y'all remember the Matrix, but that's definitely my let it go.
Okay.
I definitely want to get into that. I know we're doing everything out of whack today, but it's Christmas. This is
Christmas. Yeah. Let's go. Let it go.
Yeah.
What you got?
It's so crazy how my let it go in the last episode. What you won't see was Beetlejuice. They're gonna do a Broadway version of Beetlejuice.
Right.
And I was let's go with it. Right. I was with it. Beetlejuice is a big part of my childhood. One of my favorite movies. You watch it now, it might be a little dated, but it's still funny. Like, it's still hilarious. It's just, so, memorable. And yeah, I like Beetlejuice. And I'm with the Let's Go. I'm with it.
I'll say Let's Go, too. However, and I won't even go with my Let's Go, Let It Go. Well, you know what? I could do two Let's Go, Let It Goes.
I mean, that's not even my Let It Go. That was
it's not?
From last time.
Well, my Let Go, Let It Go, which was Jumanji 3.
Right.
And I said there was 2. I would say Let's Go because it looks really fun.
Right. And I think Danny Glover he's gonna be the one playing for Kevin Hart. I mean, Kevin Hart's in the movie, but instead of like the young
when
kid,
he transforms and goes into the
right. So it's gonna be an old man. Kevin Hart's gonna be playing as if he was like 8 years old. I just seen another movie with Danny Glover in it today.
Yeah.
It was like a Home Alone remake type movie.
Right.
I don't want to see him. I hope he does better than Jumanji. He was phoning in. So
really,
it's like
wow, interesting.
Better. Hopefully he's better in a thing. But
do you got another Let It Go? Let's Go.
So the irony about my last Let It Go is now they just announced Beetlejuice 2.
Interesting.
So I'm like, I don't know if I have that same energy.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would like to see the transition into the Broadway, because we spoke about different Broadway shows we like and we've seen, but I don't know if I want to see a Beetlejuice 2. I mean,
I wonder if it's gonna be good or it's gonna be the same old.
The worlds that they showed, and like
I can't imagine it being good though.
I mean, the capacity of what they can do with the movie can be good. Like a Jack Skellington type-esque movie.
Okay.
But I just don't. I don't see a movie like that working now for us. You know what I mean?
I can't imagine it.
That movie was based on shock value, and now, what are they gonna do now? Because like even kids now, they see crazier stuff than adults. So it's like,
yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. I probably wouldn't want to watch it. I'm not really interested.
I don't know. I might have to watch it just to.
So you say let's go?
No, I said let it go.
Yeah,
man.
I said let it go.
Stop production right now.
You know what? I would say my Let's Go, Let It Go would be the movie Cats.
Oh, they're doing a movie Cats?
Yes.
Let it go, boy.
I'm gonna say Let It Go, and I haven't seen the original one, and only because I respect plays in such a way. Like we talked about Lion King, one of our favorites, and Aida, and
I never seen Aida.
Aida was amazing.
I heard about it. I seen you used to have the bill and all that.
Yeah.
I read it. I heard the CD 1,000 times. I know all the songs, but I never seen it.
It was amazing, and it was great, and it just a little touch on history. But yeah, it was great, and the reason why I would say Cats is because it just looks it looks fake.
Mm-hmm.
The coming attractions look fake. It doesn't look like a play. It looks too rehearsed, too perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It takes away from the creativity of it. You
right.
can that didn't work, cut, and you can keep on doing it.
Right,
and the way the cameras are positioned, it's just too perfect for me to enjoy it as a play.
I guess it depends on how good the story is.
I think if they would just made a movie Cats
right.
with the same type of actors and made it like kind of like talking Cats, I don't know, whatever. But
I mean, it worked for like Burlesque or like Chicago. So let's see, maybe
it will. Let's see.
That's a little funny. We'll see how that turns out. I mean, I'll watch it for the sake of watching it.
Yeah.
That movie itch I got, but I'll tell you about a movie I can't wait to see.
What's that?
This weekend, Star Wars
this Friday.
Rise of the Skywalker.
Yeah, you're getting tickets in the morning, apparently, right?
Oh man, I'm gonna
see.
be there.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can do that.
There's no way I'm not gonna see that movie before the weekend. So
Gotcha.
I'm gonna make it happen.
Okay.
Bomb on my chest, Jonah Lucas.
Well, thanks for watching David Talks. We'll see you again. Much love.
'Tis the season, man.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.